Hello and welcome back to RailRoads Online. So today we are back at the beginning, uh, where we kind of started it all back with Betsy and running some logs. Figured it's 6 months in since we've been playing and would talk about a personal player review. So where I'm kind of at with the game and I guess where the channel's come in 6 months, and that's kind of today. So we came back to where we started it. As far as RailRoads Online, honest player opinion. So, um, obviously, when I started playing this game, I had saw some people playing it, and it looked really fun. Was always a big fan of model trains, so I picked up a computer to play this game. Figured we would document the journey in doing it, henceforth the channel. And that's kind of where this went. So it was a non-gamer player perspective of a new early access game. Of course, I didn't honestly even know what early access was, being this is pretty much the first computer game I think I've played in 20 years. So there you go. That's just kind of the origins of the whole thing. Now, as far as it goes, I mean, as you can see by Betsy sitting here at the first locomotive we all got, the game is absolutely gorgeous. It's been gorgeous since the start. One cannot fault the game as far as looks wise in the slightest sense of the word. Early access bugs, do we have them? Yeah, we've had bunches of them since I started. I've heard about plenty of past bugs from before I started, and I would assume there'll be plenty going forward. There's case in point. You can right there. I mean, if you look at the engineer's feet, they disappear into the loco. So obviously, that isn't something you would think long term would be in the game. Now, that said, if that's what early access means, I don't know. I know plenty of games now that I guess that are not in early access but still have bugs here and there. So, if that kind of thing bugs you, probably not for you. I know for myself, I have around 300 hours in the game. I've had plenty of fun playing it. Still have plenty of things I want to do with it and try with it. And I think that base game is still there. I know that recently there's been a lot of turmoil and controversy with what's gone on in the Discord community surrounding the game, development delays, and expectations not being met, which is all true if you stay up to all of that and are, in the Discord, and all of that big matters to you, I guess, is all part of it. As far as future development, we haven't heard a lot. Kume says he's going forward with development, so that's all we can look for. I would think most people who have been irritated about the delay in development are only irritated because they like the game and wanted more of it. So, which I think is true for any game that we like. We always want more of. I don't think that's a shocker. I think with this game, it all depends on what you figure future development is. I think the funnest this game was, to me, I think the greatest part of this game was when we first started it, and the idea that there were, you were kind of bringing civilization into the wilderness because there was you, a car, a locomotive, and nothing. And I always thought that the funnest part was getting out to the locomotives. Now or out to the different industries. That being said, I have definitely found, used to continue to run locomotives and just have fun in general playing the game. So you know, it's provided hours of entertainment for me. I know some people with the cost of the game, early access is kind of a high cost depending on what you paid for the game, but you know, at least I would say at this point, I've definitely gotten my use out of the game, even if I didn't continue to play it, and I still do continue to play it. So, in that respect, I don't have too many complaints. Would I like more of the game? Yes, obviously. I would like, you know, for me, I think bigger maps and new locomotives are always the big thing. A bigger map or a different map would be great to give you back that sense of, you know, go and find it and attach to it and explore it. That was always my favorite part of the game anyway. Some people like collecting locomotives. Some people like the historical portion of the game. So I guess it all depends on what you're into the game for, and, you know, that could definitely determine your enjoyment level for it, I guess. I, for me, think that, you know, there's still a whole basis of, I've always said that this was just my first playthrough and would still like to go back and do it over now that I, you know, have a clue as to what I'm doing. You can take out these silly swerves and whatever else is that you put in because, you know, at the time you're just trying to get stuff done. Most of this track is still just the rough-in. We fixed portions where we've had problems and stuff, but we finally just ironed it out. So I still see a future to run. How far that future is without any new content, you know, that's up for debate. And for those players who are still running multiplayer and having fun and enjoying with their friends, I would think that that's great, and not much has changed there. So, boy, that log certainly looks different than the rest, doesn't it? Or maybe they all on the bottom. Maybe that bottom one all was, or it was just the lighting maybe in the rendering. Who knows? Looked different for a minute. But so there, that's kind of my feelings on the game. Obviously, I'm disappointed, like most people, in the community letdown that's gone on as of late. Not that, oh snap, get there, we're good. How about over there though? I don't know. Better check some switches here before we just end up going splat on our face. You know, that there definitely was community mismanagement in, you know, what was going on there, that people are all upset about it. And I can understand why people are upset about different things here and there, obviously. I mean, you know, everybody's got their opinions. I know that I'm of the opinion some of the stuff is just too early announced. You know, we were talking about spline update 6 months ago when, you know, obviously the spline update wasn't near ready to hit the main branch, and so I think you had players panicking about what was going to happen with what there's to their stuff, and then, you know, players who greatly embraced the new stuff that was coming, and it never came, and so you had a big build-up, letdown, and smack in the face with that one. So, you know, but it, to me, I guess my point for the bulk of it is that if we go back to the original game, which for me was the reason I started playing, I watched some people playing this, the original game, having a lot of fun doing it, and it seemed like, oh, we gotta get this stopped. We definitely got to get that stopped because we got a break in the rail right there because of the crossover. Speaking of a glitch, because I haven't fixed that yet. But, not that this one can't run over the crossover, but it can. But back to the point of, I think that the base game is still here, still great, still good looking, still fun, still playable. As to the future, I understand the concerns the comments and the crash. And, you know, I can only say, like any other fan of the game, hopefully all of that stuff gets worked out and we hear something from Kume about what is going forward with the game. And even if that's, we're just going to pause and sit with what we have for a while, great. But it would be nice to have some community communication, or at least let us have a clue as to what's going on. And I guess the only reason I say that is because where we are in early access, we all accept that. That's great. But then let us know where our early access is lying. So, you know, as far as where is it sitting, you know, are we waiting on something different? Is something going to change? And I think that that would be my only big ask. Other than that, still having fun, still good looking game, and I'm still enjoying the game. So, from Pine Valley and Ant Inc. Railroad, thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you get a chance, like, share, subscribe. Subscriptions are free, but they sure do help the channel. Y'all have a great day.